Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our webinar, admissions webinar for this education programs at Tulane School of Professional Advancement. Thank you for joining us tonight to learn more about what our programs have to offer. And we will leave time at the end for questions. So if you have questions as we go through the presentation, please know that we will have time at the end for you to ask those questions. So we have a few members of our team on tonight. I am Claudine Davis, the Program Director and Professor of Practice. We also have Jennifer Ginger and Dr. Wood is with us. So I'm going to ask these ladies to unmute and introduce themselves.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us this evening. My name is Hazel Woods. It says Hazel Parker. I'm going to change that soon. And I'm the Associate Program Director of the Education Programs.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Bourgeois. I'm the Program Manager, Assessment Coordinator, and I'm the Academic Advisor for the MED program and for the Education Graduate Certificates. Welcome.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ginger Whidden. I'm the Clinical Placement Coordinator, so I help place student teachers. I also do some recruitment for the program.
All right, thank you for the introductions, and Ginger is going to take it from here.
Okay, so as you know, I'm sure most of you, if you are from the New Orleans area, or even if you are not from the New Orleans area, have heard of Tulane University, quite famous university, and one of the best universities, especially in the South. We are one school within that university. The diagram shows perfectly all the schools that exist within Tulane. And we are the School of Professional Advancement. We used to go by another name. We've always been here as a community outreach part of Tulane, trying to meet the needs of the professional community and figuring out how to give everyone a path to career advancement. And that's what the School of Professional Advancement has been created for. We exist on the Uptown campus. If you look in the bottom right-hand picture, you see the beautiful mural that's on the wall in the School of Professional Advancement. And I love it because it's such a reminder of belonging and how much the School of Professional Advancement really works to be inclusive and to make sure that everyone's needs that are in the programs that are offered by School of Professional Advancement can be met. We do many of our classes are online, but you are asked occasionally to come to campus, and we are trying to figure out more events that would bring us all together on campus so that we can celebrate being education programs community. It's a beautiful campus, of course, and as many times as we can get there as possible. And if you need to ever come and talk to Lisa Green, she's the face of the School of Professional Advancement when you come and see at Richardson Hall. So that's where we're located in the Uptown campus. And with this webinar, what we'll discuss are the programs that are offered through the education programs, through School of Professional Advancement, the faculty that teach those programs, those classes within the programs, what kind of learning experience you can have, what kind of support you will get as a student of the education programs, and the affordability and flexibility. This means many different options for paying for your education and the flexibility of the classes offered in the schedule. These are just a few, some examples of some of the people that teach in our program. Our first is Amanda Hill. She is also the executive director of the Cowan Institute. for public education initiatives in Tulane proper. Amazing person. Then we have Jan Carlos J.C. Wagner Romero, who is the former vice president of the New Orleans Public School Board, is also a professor in our programs. Trung Nguyen is a professor of practice and all out amazing guy. Erica Smith is the professor of practice for education programs, also the academic director for K-12 STEM education and strategic summer programs. And I don't know if any of you have children that have participated in BATS or GIST, which is some outreach, some STEM outreach that Tulane does. Erica does an amazing job of helping to organize those programs, trying to increase STEM in our community. So as you've met Dr. Woods, aka Hazel Parker, PhD. She likes to go by many names. She's an enigma wrapped in and another enigma. The teaching and learning environment we create can be one of the most valuable and memorable experiences we model for our students. And I want always when I talk about this slide, I always put an emphasis and a highlight on the word model. It's really important that the way that you are taught in classes is very is as much a model as we want you to adopt or to help you in your classrooms to try to increase learning outcomes for your students. It's very important for all of us. Most of us that are in this program have been teachers in the K-12 system at some point. So we all understand what you're going through. We all understand, some of the challenges that you face and the rewards, of course, of being a public school teacher. So I think that quote from Hazel just sums it up nicely.
We offer 2 master's degrees. We have the Master of Arts in Teaching and the Master of Education. The Master of Arts in Teaching is an initial certification program. It's for those who want to get their teaching certification. It's a hybrid program, so some classes will be online, some in person, and there's also a residency with this program. The Master of Education program is for those who are either not interested in teaching or have already received their certification. We offer 4 graduate certificates. Students who are enrolled in our Master of Education program can seek these graduate certificates concurrently with their MED, or these can be sought after the MAT. We have special education, equity-centered education leadership, learning experience design, and teaching English learners. And then you can also seek the add-on endorsement from the state in teaching English learners and special education. We prepare students for those with the coursework, and then you just need to complete the additional requirements set forth by the Louisiana Department of Education for those.
We have a few funding opportunities for our programs, but one in particular is the SEED grant, which is specific to the MAT program. So again, the SEED funding that I'm going to speak of is very specific to the MAT. It does not, the MED program does not qualify for the SEED funding. Essentially what happens after students are admitted to the MAT program, they are given the opportunity to apply for the SEED grant. They receive an application with specific instructions on how to apply. And of course, it has a separate deadline from the admission application. For those who are accepted into the SEED grant program, the grant offers tuition waivers for all MAT courses. So that means your tuition is waived and you're only responsible for your books and fees. Your commitment, if you accept the SEED commitment, your commitment to that is that you will teach in an Orleans Parish public or charter school for 3 years. That includes the residency year and the 2 years that follow. The qualifications for the seed grant are the same as the admissions. So you have to have a 3.0 GPA. If you have less than a 3.0 GPA, we ask that you submit a professional letter of reference from one of your leaders or supervisors. And we do consider other factors, such as some of the content of your essay. And if you're below a 3.0, we also consider whether or not you're currently teaching, and if the GPA that you have on those transcripts are old. So if you have been out of school for, I don't know, let's say 10 years, we can consider some of those things if you are below a 3.0. So just because you're below a 3.0 doesn't mean we won't look at your application or consider you for admissions. It's just that you may have to submit the letter of reference and have some other considerations. For those who are admitted below a 3.0 GPA, you are admitted on a conditional basis, which means you're admitted into the program and limited to the number of courses you can take each semester. And you have to remain in good academic standing your first semester and each semester after. Good academic standing means you've earned a 3.0 or better, and you have passed each course with a B or better. Some of the other pieces of some of the other financial information regarding our program includes the tuition, of course. So for the MAT, the tuition is roughly $1,900 per course. And for the MED and graduate certificates in leadership and learning experience design, it's about $3,700 per course. The other two graduate certificates in ESL and special education, those tuition rates fall under the MAT. So those tuition rates are about $1,900 per course. Financial aid does offer federal aid packages, which you would have to contact them directly once you are admitted to look at some of the financial aid that's available. The SOPA admissions also offers a $1,500 transfer student scholarship. So if you're currently in a master's program and you are transferring into ours, that's something that you may want to inquire about. We also have early enrollment scholarships. So if you are admitted and you enroll in your courses by a specific deadline, then you would be granted either the $200 or $500 scholarship based on which program you're enrolled in. And for all K-12 or school employees, as well as the other list of things such as veterans or active military, if you are an alumni of Tulane or an alumni of an HBCU, as well as other public service and New Orleans public employees, you qualify for a 20% tuition discount. Now, if you are granted seed, then the tuition discount does not apply. But if you are not granted seed, then you could apply for the 20% discount. You have to apply for that every semester. So just a few things to note about the School of Professional Advancement. When you enroll with us, it's important to know that most of your professors are coming to you with experience in the field. I know for our program, everyone who's on our team has had very extensive experience in K-12 schools, as well as higher ed and some nonprofits. We try to design our courses to where they are relevant, interactive, and engaging, and we make sure that we have time, as I believe it was Ginger mentioned. Some courses are online, some are hybrid, which means you have to go to campus a few times per semester. But for those courses that are online, we make sure that we have time carved out for you to be able to collaborate with some of your peers in the field and kind of get some of your networking done, because we know that's an important part of grad school. And once you are able to have that time to collaborate, you are also able to discuss some of the application assignments that are required within the courses. We don't just want you to get the theory, remember it, and then kind of give it back to us. We make sure that you're able to apply the theory that's being presented in the courses. We make many efforts to support our students. We know that most of our students are teaching or working some sort of full-time job. So we keep that in mind when we think about the support that our students require. Every student has an academic advisor, and you're able to meet with your academic advisor every semester if necessary. However, you definitely meet with your academic advisor before registering and starting courses to make sure that you have an idea of your plan of study for the program that you select. And your advisor kind of provides you with the roadmap for your program and all of the pieces of support that are offered through our program. For those who are interested in MAT, we know that praxis is a part of the MAT program. Though we do not require the praxis exam to be passed in order for you to be admitted, we do have a deadline once you start the program to have the praxis exam passed. We offer a praxis support program, which is 240 tutoring that our program provides to all students who are enrolled. And you are able to get some of your praxis practice and support through that program. And in addition, we also have career advisors who help with resume building, job search, mock interviews, and things of that nature.
So what's next? Apply now. You will have your application fee waived since you have attended this webinar. What you need to apply is your government issued ID and your transcripts. Those must be sent electronically from your institution or sent in an envelope. It's much easier to have them sent electronically, and it's much faster. You can submit an unofficial transcript when you apply, but you can't register for classes until those official transcripts are received by the admissions office. And here's the link to apply on the screen.
I'll also add that the other pieces of the application include not just your official transcripts that have to be sent directly to SOPA admissions, but also your essay and the resume. So make sure you complete the essay before submitting your application.
And I'll say one more thing about transcripts. Make sure they're sent to Tulane SOPA and not Tulane University. If they're sent there, there's a way for us to find them, but it's a little bit more difficult. So if you could send them SOPA, that would be great. We do offer an early enrollment scholarship. The one for fall, the date has passed, but if you're interested in spring or summer, those dates are on the screen: December 1st for spring and April 25th for summer. It's $500 for graduate students. And you have to enroll in classes and apply.
And I'll also add to the application deadlines, although the enrollment or the admission deadline for the fall is August 1st, the deadline for the seed grant applications for the fall semester is tomorrow, July 25th. I did see a few familiar names on the screen. So we may have some people who have already submitted or started an application who joined us. If you are in that number, make sure that if you haven't submitted, you submit and get your seed application submitted by tomorrow. And if you're not going to meet that deadline, but you're interested in seed, I would still encourage you to get started on your spring application, because these are the dates for admission deadlines, but the dates for seed deadlines are a little bit different. based on the process that has to be taken for those who receive seed to earn their tuition waiver in time for the semester to start. So the seed deadline is usually about a month prior to the start of the semester.
And that August 1st application deadline is for MAT and the MED and the graduate certificate, so all of our programs. So we want to thank you all for attending. My contact information is on the screen, as well as Torian Mingo's contact information. He is the MAT advisor. Claudine or Hazel, do you want to add anything before we open the floor for questions?
No, we can go ahead and open the floor.
Okay.
Any questions? Please feel free to unmute if you have a question.
Hi. Hello?
Hi.
Hi, I'm sorry. I was wondering for the ELL certificate, do you have to be in, you don't have to be in the master's program to receive that, correct?
That's correct. You can apply for the graduate certificate only.
Okay, and second question, do you have to be certified?
I guess it depends on what your goal is. If your goal is to apply for the endorsement with the Louisiana Department of Education, then yes, you would need to have an initial certificate first in order to earn that endorsement. However, if your goal is not to be certified with the Department of Education, then you are still able to complete the program and earn the Tulane graduate certificate.
Okay, because I'm currently in a certification program, so I'm not certified yet.
Gotcha. But you're interested in the graduate certificate only for the ESL, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you could still apply for the graduate certificate and start that program, but you wouldn't be able to, and you could complete that program, but you won't be able to apply for your state endorsement until your initial certification is complete through your certification program.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Hi, I have a question.
Hi.
So my question is, if I'm interested in the seed grant, it would be best to apply for spring instead of fall, since the deadline is like quickly approaching, correct?
Correct. Have you started an application or submitted an application yet?
I have started one, but I haven't
But
submitted
you
it.
haven't submitted.
Yeah.
Realistically, because it hasn't been submitted, then
Mhm.
you realistically should start in the spring.
Okay.
You should apply for the spring semester, because
Okay.
even if you submit tonight, your
Mhm.
application will not cycle through the admissions
Mhm.
process before that seed grant time.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but
Gotcha.
I would encourage you to get it submitted sooner than later. That way,
Mm.
when the seed application is available, in a few months for the
Mhm.
spring semester deadline, you'll already be like in the queue to receive it when it comes out.
Okay, perfect.
Mhm.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I had two questions.
Sure.
So my first question is that early enrollment scholarship, is that a one-time thing or is it every semester?
It's a one-time thing, only your
Okay.
first semester.
Okay. And then my second question is, I know that if we got the grant, we're only responsible for books and fees. Do you have a general idea of how much the fees are?
Yes, so our fees are minimal. It usually depends on the number of courses that you take in a semester. Most of our courses do not have a fee larger than $50 per course.
Okay.
And I believe there is like a $30 or $40 fee with the with SOPA. So just to give you an idea, we had a student recently who is a seed grant recipient, and his bill for the semester was like $130.
That's nice.
And that's without books. Of course, he still had to purchase his books, but that was his total bill from accounting after his tuition was waived.
Okay. Yeah, I work currently at a university and I'm used to our fees being like $1,000. So
Yes, yes, yes. So a lot of places have very expensive fees.
Mhm.
But because we cater to those who are currently working, we don't automatically charge fees for certain things like the recreation center and certain technology things on campus,
Mhm.
because you're not on campus most times to actually utilize those facilities. But there are some things where you could still purchase it if you wanted to. So we have some SOPA students who actually pay the fee for the recreation center so they could use the workout facility, because they still get like the student rate for the
Mhm.
semester. So there are some things that you could add additionally, but it's not automatically added to your bill as a fee. So
Oh,
our
that
fees are
sounds
very minimal.
that sounds great. I wish we did that. They just automatically charge you for everything. I'm like, but I don't use the rec center at all.
Right, right, right. Yeah, most undergraduates on the larger side of the university are automatically charged.
Mhm.
But in professional advancement, we don't have to automatically add that to the fees.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey y'all, my name's Erin. I got a couple questions.
Sure.
I'm wondering, once you are admitted into the Masters of Teaching program, what's the fastest you could finish the degree, and what's the slowest you could finish the degree?
The fastest that you can finish the degree is 2 years. And if you opt for the 2-year plan, you just know that you will definitely have to give up some summertime to take courses. So most people who start in the fall and they want to do the 2-year option, the summer after their first year, they take 12 hours. And then they finish in that last year. We have some students who will start in the summer. They'll take 6 hours in one summer. And then the following summer, they'll take 6 more, and they're able to still finish in that 2-year span. For those who don't finish in 2 years, most people are done within 3 years, but we have some who may possibly linger into an extra year just because of the way they've taken courses. But we don't dictate the number of courses you take each semester. So some people will take 1 course, some will take 2. We don't suggest that our full-time teachers take more than 2 courses each semester because it can be a lot. We do have a few students who are full-time students and they don't have that full-time job, so they're able to take the 9-hour max for grad students. But we don't recommend that for anybody who works full-time.
Okay, thanks. And also, if I was enrolled in the program, can you give me an idea of what would take place from Monday to Friday? Like, if once I got rolling in the program, if that was to happen, what would be like the weekly commitment, online courses and in-person courses?
So it's really going to vary based on the course. You can plan roughly, depending on the course, I would say between 6 to 8 hours a week per course, but that includes like the class time as well. And our courses are usually scheduled 1 day a week. So you may take a course on a Monday and you may take courses on a Monday and a Thursday one semester, or Monday and Wednesday another semester. They're usually scheduled Monday through Thursday in the evenings, 1 day a week.
Per course?
Yes, per course. And each course is usually scheduled from 5 to 7:50. Sometimes Some of them, depending on who's teaching the course, it may start at 6 instead of 5.
Okay. And that's for remote learning.
Now for the MAT,
Right.
most of the courses are, well, we have some that are all online, but the online courses there are about half and half with synchronous days, depending on the course. The hybrid courses, you will have sometimes, like I believe it's 6 to 8 sessions where you will have to come to campus.
Within a semester.
Right. It just depends on the instructor and how that instructor creates the schedule that semester.
All right, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
One more question. For the waived fee for the application, do we need like a code or something for it?
You don't. When you click the link and you completed the registration form, that
Mhm.
form goes to Anne in admissions, and
Okay.
she notates, she puts something on your account. So once you when you apply, make sure you use the same email that you provided on this registration link.
Okay.
And
Okay.
once you submit the application,
Mhm.
then the fee waiver will apply. So you may not see it before you submit.
Mhm.
But once you submit, then and usually Anne has it on there within 24 hours, but sometimes things get a little busy and she may need about 48 hours to get it on there. So
Of
if you
course.
submit today and don't see it, just give her some time and she'll have it on there.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Hi, I'm Emily. I just have one question. I was planning on submitting tonight or tomorrow, but you're saying that at this point it's too late for the seed grant, even if I submitted my application tonight.
Realistically, it may be. You can give it a try. But based on like getting your transcripts in and going through the review process, you may or may not have everything done in time.
Okay, I already have my transcripts in. The only thing I had left was my essay. So I was really hoping to start this fall, but that's okay.
Gotcha. Once you submit, Emily, send me an email, cdavis57@tulane.edu. And then once you submit, let me know that you've submitted. And I can be in touch with you regarding the seed process. Okay, and then but again, I can't guarantee, but it's worth a shot. We can try.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. And if it doesn't work out, then you won't have to reapply for the spring. We can defer your start to the spring semester. So
Okay.
you would automatically be good to go for the spring.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Raquel has a question in the chat. If I already submitted the application and paid the fee, will it be returned? Anne, do you have the answer to that for us?
Yes, so I will put my email in the chat. And if you've already paid for the application fee, please send me an email and I can refund that to you.
All right. Thanks, Anne. Raquel, she has it in the chat for you already. Any other questions? Yeah. All right. Dr. Woods, do you have anything to add before we end for the evening?
No, I don't. That's it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you all for joining us and for your interest. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to reach out to the advisors. The email addresses and phone numbers are on the screen, and they will be happy to get the information that you need. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
Thank you. You too.